All right, guys, so boom. I'm sitting here looking at this 2025 Dodge Charger Daytona SRT Banshee, right? Which is the electric one, right? One of the benefits of owning an electric car, correct me if I'm wrong, is that if you want to upgrade these cars, 90% of the work is just software-based, right? Maybe 10% hardware, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But it's not like a traditional ICE automobile, right? Like, it's not a traditional engine. You're not going to need 10, 15 different parts that's got to be in stock in order for somebody to come in there and upgrade your car, right? It should be just basically 90% software. Same thing as upgrading your iPhone or your laptop or your iPad. Plug it up over the air, update it. You're done, right? The only problem is, considering this is the first generation of Dodge electric vehicles, all upgrades and modifications to this car is going to have to come through Dodge, which means you're going to be paying dealership prices every single time you touch this car. It's pros and cons to everything, man. Let's get into it, though. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout360 here with another video. As you can tell, I'm in a car that makes it a car vlog. You already know what's going down. To come around, let's get into it. I've got car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So let's talk about this, man. So I'm sitting here looking at the 2025 Dodge Charger Daytona SRT Banshee, right? Which is the electric joint. And you know, like I know, it's going to come in three variants. It's going to come in the 340 kilowatt, 440 kilowatt, and then of course the big boy, which is the SRT Banshee, which is the 800 volt. Now I'm going to put this little chart up here, this little chart from hotcars.com. I don't know how accurate this is, but it seems kind of close. If you look at the base power for the 340 kilowatt Charger, 455 horsepower, but if you go below that, you'll see that it's upgradable to potentially 495, maybe even 535. So that's scat pack killer all day long. Let's look at the one in the middle, 440 kilowatt, base power, 590 horsepower. That's already a scat killer. Upgradable to 630, 670. We're getting into Hellcat numbers now. And then of course the big boy, the SRT the SRT Banshee, which is 805 horsepower, base power, upgradable to 850, 900. So now we're talking Demon plus a little less than Demon 170 numbers. So all of this looks well and good. All of this is Hellcat, Scat Pack, Jailbreak, Red Eye killers, right? Right off the bat. Not a Demon 170 killer, but close enough. All of this looks good. One of the benefits of an electric car, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I've never owned a Tesla, but 90% of the work should be software based, right? Like, it's not like a traditional engine where you're going to need new headers, new exhaust, bigger tires to handle the power, cold air intake, a new supercharger, all sorts of fluids and stuff like that. Like, 90% of the work of upgrading an electric car from this power to that power should be pretty much software based, right? I mean, if you look at a computer, maybe you're upgrading a RAM or something like that. Obviously, you would need bigger chips, I get that, or bigger memory cards, I get that. But that's just a matter of taking something out and putting it right back in. Like, you shouldn't have to take apart the whole computer, the whole CPU in order to replace those things. So I'm saying all that to say, in theory, it should be much easier to upgrade the power of an electric car than it is an ICE, right? Internal combustion engine automobile. The only problem with that is, well, let's go back to the pro. The pro is you're saving on time because, you know, like I know, I mean, if you took your car to one of your homeboy shops and wanted to get, you know, I don't know, a new supercharger or new headers or something like that, it's going to take them some days to do that. Like, they're not going to knock that out consecutively in 2 to 3 hours just working on it. It doesn't work that way. That's going to take probably about a week of work. You know, like I know, right? You drop it off on Monday, you get it back next Monday. So it's going to cut down on time because if it's 90% software based, shit, you should be able to knock that out in a couple hours, right? Depending on how much downloaded and whatever else updated needs to take place. And then whatever little bit of hardware that actually has to be replaced in the car. Saving on time. You should be saving on money because, you know, like I know, half of what makes everything on these cars expensive is labor costs, right? I remember in my Scat Pack when they wanted to do the front rotor change, or not rotor change, but I needed new rotors and I needed new pads. I think the pads themselves and the rotors came out to like $2,800, and then the labor on top of that was like $880, $900, something like that. And that's what took it to that $4,000 plus price astronomical situation of what they were going to charge me. In the case of an electric car, if it's 90% hardware, and all you got to do is hook that motherfucker up, like boom, hook it up just like you would an iPhone to Apple CarPlay, and go on this computer and choose whatever file needs to be downloaded or whatever, whatever file or whatever needs to be downloaded. It should be relatively simple. Like there shouldn't be any labor hours, right? So you're saving on that, and then the other one is you don't have to buy physical parts, so you don't have to pay for parts. You're paying for software. You're not paying for new headers, new supercharger, cold air intake, bigger tires. You're paying for one thing, software. Now, here's the biggest con of all of that, and I'm sitting here thinking on it. The biggest con is that when these 2025 Chargers drop, and I'm not talking about the inline 6 or nothing like that, I'm talking about the electric joints. You're gonna have to get everything done by Dodge at an authorized Dodge dealership. When is the last time you've ever seen a Tesla at a Jiffy Lube or a Take 5 or at Walmart in the automotive, you know what I'm saying, part of it, or Meineke? Never. You see Teslas at Tesla dealerships. You can't just take that car anywhere. You've never seen a Tesla in your homeboy's garage just, you know, jacked up because they're adding parts to it. It doesn't work that way. Anything that you want to do to your Tesla, with your Tesla, has to be done by Tesla, which means you're paying Tesla prices every single time. I know people right now that's got brand new Hellcats and Scat Packs that have never gotten an oil change or tire rotation from Dodge, because Dodge is going to charge premium oil change and tire rotation prices, right? I get it done by Dodge because I want the paper trail. Like I want Dodge to be able to see everything that's been done to this car, so that if anything breaks, they can say, oh, well, okay, we just did an oil change last month, so, you know, it wasn't, or it was our problem, so we'll warranty that work out. But a lot of people don't, because they don't want to pay Dodge prices. I don't blame them. You can take your Hellcat or Scat Pack to NTB and have them do the exact same thing that Dodge is going to do for a fraction of the cost, you know? But in 2025 terms, Dodge Charger EV, you can't take that to Jiffy Lube. You can't take that to your homeboy. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that to Hose A or Hose B. That's got to go to Dodge. So whatever Dodge decides to charge you is what Dodge is going to charge you. And you're just going to have to accept that shit, which is messed up. But it's a money grab for Dodge because they know that everything has to come from Dodge. Now, as the Charger progresses 2026, 27, 28, you might be able to go to third-party dealerships and things like that and get some work done. But by and large, for the most part, everything's going to have to be done by and through Dodge, which means you're going to pay Dodge prices, top-tier prices. But of course, with that, you get the warranty, you get the peace of mind knowing that it's going to be done the right way. If it's not done the right way, you turn around, you take it right back to Dodge and you have them pay for it. You know what I'm saying? You warranty the workout, but it's going to be expensive. You know what I'm saying? But look at these numbers, man. Tell me how you feel about it. This is an article that one of my subscribers sent me and I wanted to bring it to you. How do you feel about these prices, right? The 340 kilowatt Charger goes from 455 to 595, 535, so almost 100 horsepower. The middle of the road 440 kilowatt goes from 590 to 630, 670, which is a little less than Hellcat territory, first generation Hellcat. And then of course the big boy, the SRT Banshee, 805 horsepower, goes from 805 to 850 and then potentially 900. I like those numbers. I really do. You know what I'm saying? 100 horsepower for each one. And then that's another thing, and I'm sitting here thinking about it, is like, I've seen 1,000 horsepower twin turbo Scat Packs. I've seen 700 horsepower RTs. It seems to me like with this Dodge Charger, you're going to hit a ceiling eventually, because there's only but so much you can do to a computer, right? Before you need a new fucking computer, I guess, right? A brand new everything. Like, you're going to hit a ceiling. I've seen people put 20, 30, 40, actually $40,000+. One guy said he put 70. He's in Charlotte. I don't know if he's still in Charlotte, but he had a Scat Pack Challenger. Had a Whipple supercharger on it, a whole bunch of shit. He said he put almost 70,000 into it, 1,000 horsepower. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that with an electric car. Like, at some point, you're going to hit a ceiling. Like, after you've had every kit and stage that Dodge offers, like, what else can you put on a EV charger? Like, whatever this says or whatever Dodge allows you to get is what you're going to have, and that's it. Like, you're stuck after that. That's another point to bring up. I just thought about that. So talk to me, guys. How do you feel about the numbers, and how do you feel about what I said? That basically, although the power is upgradable, and that's fun, that's cool, everything's going to come through Dodge, and you know they're going to charge. They are going to charge for it. You're gonna pay some money for it, but it's gonna be done the right way. I don't know, talk to me. Like, subscribe, comment. It's been your boy Knockout 360. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.